What's up, choo-choos? I'm Joshua Thomas, and it's time for another one of my Tabletop Talks. Today, we're talking about a game that I hardly ever get to take to the table, and that's Ultimate Werewolf Deluxe Edition. Ultimate Werewolf Deluxe Edition is an amazingly fun bluffing and deduction game. But it's been overshadowed by other games like One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and for good reason. It takes some of the difficulties of playing Ultimate Werewolf out, like having to have one person be a moderator and needing to have a lot of people for the game to really enjoy the maximum potential. One Night Ultimate Werewolf is currently number 188 on Board Game Geek, whereas Ultimate Werewolf Deluxe Edition is number 1293. 1293 is not a bad score, considering that there's like 20,000 games on Board Game Geek now. But I wanted to take some time and talk to you about it and show it to you. This is one of those games where I've wanted to make a video on it for so long, but we at the Fell Road, we just can't get enough people together on one game night who are willing to sit in front of a camera and film. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, the great thing about Ultimate Werewolf, first off, you've got your typical villagers right here. And your villagers are your generic players. There's nothing special about them. They're worth 1 point, which teaches you how to balance the game. You get positive points for villagers and people who are on the villagers' side, and negative points for werewolves. And your objective as the moderator is to get as close to 0 as possible to kind of make the game well balanced. But your villagers are just your generic pawns. Some people are going to be these villagers, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to have as much fun as the other people. It just means that they're not going to have any special abilities. So, the other thing is, everyone else in the game wants you to think that they're one of these generic villagers. And that's because if the werewolves find out that you're something special, like the spellcaster, or the Seer, who's worth 7 points on her own, then the werewolves are going to target you. How do they do that? Well, there are day and night phases to the game. At night, all of the werewolves wake up and they get to choose one person. Well, everyone else's eyes are closed, and that one person gets eaten or attacked or killed, whatever you want to call it. And so the next day, everyone wakes up and they find that one of the players is no longer in the game. And you might think, oh man, this is a player elimination game? That kind of sucks. But the fact is that a game of 8 to 15 people is really only going to take about 30 minutes to play. And it's really fun to watch, after you've died. And you sit back and you say, you can't really talk because you don't want to give the secrets away. But you've got other interesting people to throw in and wrench up the game, like the bodyguard who can protect somebody at night, or the hunter. When the hunter dies, the hunter gets to take someone with them. Then you've got the village idiot. The village idiot always votes to have someone executed during the daytime. And that's what the villagers do every day, is knowing that somebody here has to be a werewolf. They say, all right, it's time to have our own unofficial court. I think this guy's a werewolf over here. Anyone else agree with me? Oh yeah. He's totally a werewolf. Yep, thumbs down, execution. So, one of the things that sometimes people don't like about Ultimate Werewolf is that while it's a bluffing and deduction game, it's also more of a guessing game than, say, a game like Avalon or Resistance. Those are both bluffing games too, where you have two sides. You've got a resistance and you've got these other evil people, a corporation or the minions of Mordred. But that game is much more of a educated guess, as opposed to this game where in the beginning you're really just guessing, and unless you're someone like the Seer, you may not be privy to certain information. If you are the Seer, it's up to you, if you find out who a werewolf is, to try and coax everyone else into saying, hey, this person might be a werewolf, without the werewolves figuring out that, oh no, you're the Seer. Big bad wolf's coming to get you. The other thing is, there's up to 75 cards in this game, which means technically you could have a game with 75 different players. 75 different players, so many werewolves, so many different people. I think it's crazy. I don't think you'll ever see a game of 75. Oh, you've got Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. But there's just so many different cards. Like, say you've got 12 players. You can look at your deck and say, well, maybe we'll throw the doppelganger in there. The first night, choose a player. When that player is eliminated, you become that role. So the doppelganger can become someone else mid-game. Then you've got other cards like the Ghost. If you die, you're not out of the game. Now you can try to send messages to your friends, but you can only send messages one letter at a time. You've got different types of werewolves, like the Lone Wolf. And then you've got some really fun characters, like... I've got them around here somewhere. Where are they at? And then you've got some really fun characters that you can throw into the game without telling anyone, to kind of wrench things up. And when they draw that card, they're like, oh my god, I'm the Tanner. I want to die. Like, my life is so miserable. I mean, look at this guy's face. I want to die. And then you've got the cult leader. The cult leader pretty much creates a third faction that can be made up of werewolves and villagers. If nothing but cult members are left over by the end of the game, the cult leader wins, and, well, everyone who he made join his cult. And then you get tired of werewolves? Well, they included vampires in the game too. Each night, choose a player. That player is eliminated when a player gets their second accusation the next day. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I would have to look up some rules clarification on how to use the vampires. Is it a player, any player, or does that player who has become a vampire have to be the one who has been accused of being, well, a vampire? Not really sure. If you know the answer, feel free to comment below. But this game just has so much flavor in it, and not only that, but when you're playing, the rulebook does a pretty good job of telling you, hey, you know, this is how you should play the game. Use this as a scenario. The moderator is going to make the game. As the moderator, you can say, okay, everyone close your eyes. Werewolves, open your eyes. Werewolves, choose your victim. Okay, the werewolf has chosen the victim. Or you can say this: night falls on the village. Everyone goes to sleep. And then the werewolves come out to prowl. Werewolves, open your eyes and choose your next victim. And the werewolves choose their victim. The werewolves have chosen to feed on a villager. Werewolves, close your eyes. Seer, open your eyes. Point to the person you wish to learn their true identity of. Then day breaks, and you announce to everyone. You all gather in the town square, but you're missing one person. You go to their house, and you see claw marks and blood everywhere. They've been murdered by the werewolves. So, as the moderator, you can really set the tone for this game. I love this game, and I would love to play it more often. But that's all the time we have for my tabletop talk today. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you want to see more, let me know. And if you have any questions or comments about Ultimate Werewolf Deluxe Edition, feel free to comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out our other videos with the links at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.